Hey guys, it's March 27th, 2015. If you notice out on the newsstand, you'll see the newest edition of RECOIL Magazine. And of course, inside of every issue of RECOIL Magazine, there's a target. So this target on this publication is brought to you by Haley Strategic Partners and Bravo Company USA. I'm going to show you how to use it. There's lots of different ways to use a target. It's not about what it says you have to do, it's about what you can do with it. Use your imagination. So I'll give you a couple of examples of what we can do with this. We're going to start with handgun first. So the first thing we'll show you is acclimation. Acclimation of recoil, so closing your eyes, getting good acclimation, getting good spatial awareness, feeling that isometric and isotonic pressure going back and forth in your hand and seeing your results after you open your eyes. The next thing we're going to do is a rhythm drill. We're going to do a rhythm drill on these 4 dots, ever slightly increasing the speed every time to try to work on neuromuscular efficiency or connectivity from our brains to our trigger finger. And then the next thing we're going to do is some 1-inch dot drills. You could do these with 1 round apiece. You can do a little race with yourself, or you could do it with a partner, or you could do 2 rounds apiece or 3 rounds apiece. So just out of a box of ammo, you can get a pretty good workout with your handgun. So let's show you how that works, guys. All right, eyes closed first, acclimation. I'm feeling the spatial lines in my arm. I'm going to do it safely. So here's the template. You extend the gun out right to the center of the CET, clear front sight, touch your trigger, close your eyes, and go. Open your eyes. And what we should see downrange is a nice tight linear grip. We shouldn't be all over the place. If you are, then you do it again until you feel those lines start to come together. And as I'm firing, I'm really feeling what my hands and my wrists and my arms are doing. If you're too tense and you're too rigid, remember, you're going to bounce that gun. So use pliability. Use pliability when you're doing this drill. All right, rhythm drill now. We're going to use the 4 big dots. Count out loud to yourself so you give your body and your brain something to go off of. Okay, we're creating neuromuscular connectivity here between the brain and the trigger finger. So I'm going to do the 1,000 count first. 1,001, 1,002, 1,003, 1,004, 1,005. And if you felt jittery, if you felt that your number wasn't in line with the trigger finger, then do it again. Kicking it up a notch. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. Next one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, now the next one's a faster one. This is where our finger starts to come off the trigger, and this is what we want to do as we build this process: is never take our finger off the trigger. Proper resets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And there's your rhythm drill. And I'm not worried about so much perfect accuracy. I'm worried about, did my finger maintain contact the entire time? And am I in a generally accurate area? Okay. Next thing we're going to do is the individual 1-inch dot drills. We can do 1 round or 2 rounds. I'll show you a couple different variations. We could start with 3 rounds first. And I'm looking for precision accuracy. You can do 3 rounds across the board, or you can do 2 rounds across the board. Or you can do 1 round across the board. You want to go a little faster? That's a precision sight picture. Now we can use a stress sight picture. I'm just kind of looking through the sights and focusing on the black dot. That's where my focal plane is. That's where the target accommodation is. And we want to stay inside that black the best we can. If we start coming out, then we know to slow down. All right, now let's show you the CET drill. All right, CET time now. So I'm at the 3-yard line. We're going to put 2 seconds on the clock. I'm going to draw and fire 2 rounds and try to get inside that time.
Stand by.
All right, we'll do that for a rep of maybe 5 reps at this set here. We're going to move back to the 10 now.
Stand by.
All right, once we're done with those 5 reps, we're going to go back to the 15.
Stand by.
All right, so for 25, you can continue to do the fast. See if you can get your hits in 2 seconds if you think you can, or maybe just 1 round. Something we like to do is put 10 seconds on the clock and fire 5 rounds. So draw, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, precision shots. You got 10 seconds to do it.
Stand by.
And that's it. And that concludes the CET. Okay, now that we're done with handgun, let's talk about how you can use this target for carbine. So we can do a general zero on this thing. So what we like to do is a 50 yard or 200 yard zero. So how we do that is we get a nice tight group of 50 meters. Then we move back to 100. See where that group prints. Typically, if you're running like M855 or a soft mod style 14.5 inch carbine, you should in theory be about an inch, inch and a half high. And then when we go back to 200, if you have the opportunity to, we want to see where that impact is, because they should all generally be in the same place. So our intent is to be able to put a red dot on a man's chest at the farthest distance possible, press the trigger, and have a combat effective hit. And we'll show you how those lines actually work and where you want to try to move those lines up. So if your 200 is really low, just move your 50 zero up, and the 200 zero naturally comes up as well. Once you dial that in on this 1-inch grid pattern, which you can use as your little math formula. If you don't know the data of your weapon and your optic, then you can use it down here. This data we have for all different types of optics, iron sights, some simple formulas for you. Just remember, every weapon, every bullet tells a different story. So know your weapon and know your optic. Once you've done that, you could do some timed zero dot drills, because we tend to just go to the range and just shoot. Boom, 50 yards, I'm good. High five, we go home, or we go do other drills. But take your zero very seriously, because if you don't have a good zero, you don't have shit. So now we can use these 4 dots as zero dot drills. So put a timer on, 90 seconds. From standing, get down, get into a good solid position, and put 5 rounds into it. Stand up, do it again, and then reduce the time, maybe 60 seconds or 30 seconds. So you can see your body mechanics shift, maybe a different position every time you get down. So you can use those dots to kind of see a template of where your body mechanics potentially moves the group. Once you're done with that, you can be even more anal retentive if you want. You can use your 1-inch dots at 50 meters and try to get individual shots in here and just kind of do a timed drill. See how long it takes you to shoot 1 round in each one of those 16 1-inch circles. So if you're really into that. Once you're done, we could use it for a CET. Okay, so you can start at 5 yards, put 5 rounds in, put it on the shot timer, give yourself 2 seconds to fire 5 rounds at that yard line. Combat effectiveness, we're looking for a balance of speed and precision. Then we move back to 10 yards, same thing. 2 seconds on a clock for 5 rounds. Very doable with a carbine. If you're not at that skill level yet, then add time or slow your shots down. Then you move back to 10, 15, 25, 50, 75, and 100. Even throw in some positions back at 50 and 75 or 100 if you want to. Drop into the kneeling, drop into the prone, and boom, you've got your good zero template and a combat effectiveness targeting out of this simple piece of paper. All right, let's show you. Okay guys, so here's a zero target, and you can see just a quick after action here. I started with my zero, and there's those lines that we drew out as you saw. The 50, you see my 50, that's right through the center. I'm happy with that. My 100 is a little high as usual, and my 200 is just about low or almost equal to that 50 line. Because now I know if I was to go back to 300, my 300 would be about here. And if my 300 was here, all I would simply need to do is move this line up just a little bit, and that would bring my 300 and my 200 up to where I want them. So where I only have those 2 holdovers, 400 and 500, knees and feet. And then I worked my zero dot drills. I started big first, and then I started to move. You can see that the body position shifts because just from moving my body a little bit back at 50, you can see the different adjustments here. I would call body position on that. Here's good, same here, a little bit of body position, maybe LRP, lowest relaxed point, my breathing, so that's where you get your vertical, so I'm looking for that. And then you can see on the 1-inch dots, which is a really, really hard focus drill from back there, you may have to come up a little closer, and you can see my results are okay, and then I start losing it, and that's good because that's where this focus drill really gets hard to do because you start losing focus, and it's very hard for the human brain to just stay in focus for that long, so it's a good focus drill to see where you're at. So that's kind of the zero drill, and you could take this and get a good workout on your zero instead of coming out to the range and just going, hey, boom, 25, 50, I'm done, and then go back and do drills or go home. So take pride in that 0. It's the most important thing. If you don't have your 0, you don't have anything. All right, now that we're done with the 0, let's do the CET, the combat effectiveness drill. I'm at 5 yards right now. We're going to put 2 seconds on the clock. I'm going to fire 5 rounds. We're going to move back.
Stand by.
All right. Not slapping the trigger. I do 5 sets here. Let's go back to the 10 now. All right, I'm back at the 10-yard line. 2 seconds on the clock still. 5 rounds.
Stand by.
All right, that's it. So keep it inside the circle. That's our whole goal throughout this entire process. Let's go back to the 15.
Stand by.
All right, all hits are in there. I do 5 more sets here. Let's go back to the 25.
Stand by.
All right, all hits look like they're in there. I do 5 sets right here. Let's go back to the 50. All right, back at the 50. I'm gonna put 4 seconds on the clock for 5 rounds standing.
Stand by.
So there's plenty of time there. Same 4 seconds on the clock. I'm gonna drop into the kneeling and I'm gonna try to get those 5 hits in there.
Stand by.
All right, now I would do 5 more sets or 4 more sets of that to make 5 sets. Now we're gonna do prone. Same time, 5 seconds, 4 seconds, 5 rounds. 4 seconds, 5 rounds.
Stand by.
All right, so I'm done with that CET, guys, and this is what I'm looking for is 100% combat effectiveness. I really didn't think I shot it that well, to be honest with you. I thought I'd be outside a little bit, trying to push my comfort zone. I always try to do that. So don't think that you're perfect here. I would actually want to go faster now and start to spread and push that envelope just a little bit more. Remember, it's a balance of speed and precision. So guys, hopefully we were able to give you a couple of examples of how to use any target, not just this one, but any target out there. So again, thanks to Bravo Company USA, RECOIL Magazine. Stay sharp, be safe, guys. I'm Travis Haley. Thanks for joining us.